This episode of Says Who is brought to you by you. That's right, you. Thanks. From your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again, because you get a little thing we call the Town Watch, which is like 30 minutes, often a little more loose and fun and whatever. You get me and Maureen yapping at you all again. If you give us $5, throw another $5 on that pile and you get a sticker in the mail every month. A banger of a sticker. I just got the September one sent. I'm real happy with it.
Can you send me some stickers?
I sure can.
I haven't had them in like a year.
I know. That's true. But everyone else gets them all the time.
I know.
Because you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club. The greatest club. The greatest club. All of that is available to you at patreon.com/sayswho.
My friends, in these weird times, I made a thing that I'm proud of to try to take you out of it for a couple hours and just take you back analog style to 1930s London to solve a murder. And many of you have gotten it. Thank you for all the lovely notes about it. You seem to be enjoying it. And some people mentioned, they're like, wow, it's fucking gorgeous. And I can say it really is, because I didn't make the art. Jay made the art, and 10 Speed Press made the art. Like it looks beautiful.
It looks amazing.
It does, right? Like, it's really gorgeous. So not only after you've done reading it, you can leave it on your shelf and it's like a beautiful shelf thing, and you can also share it. And people sharing it. I've seen people saying they're meeting up about doing it together. This could not, this is the dream.
Let me tell you a story about that book, Maureen, which is we received our copy, and boy, it is beautiful. Our copy that we bought, got delivered, came this weekend. And over the course of the weekend, me and Janice and the not so little one, on our own accord, it was just sitting on our little coffee table. There was a moment where I was like, I'm done looking at this fucking depression box that I hold all the time. I'm going to just pick up Maureen's book and give it a read. And then suddenly, 30 minutes later, I was like, oh, wow, look at that. I wasn't thinking about terrible things for a while. It was wonderful. And then at some other point in the weekend, Janice put her computer aside and picked up the book. And then at some point, the little one put his iPad aside and was suddenly, kind of looking at it and all of that. And it was such a revelation of hey, have things in front of you that you can put your little sadness box down for a minute.
Yeah.
And look at instead. It was great.
Did you solve it?
We haven't solved it yet, but last night Janice was like, I think, because the little one was reading it again after dinner, and she was like, I think we should all read this and then all kind of huddle up and talk about who we think did it, and then open it up together. And I was like, that sounds great.
This is the dream. This is the dream. We just wanted to make a cool, it was born out of love. So, and I'm happy about that.
I am happy about nice. That. It looks so good.
It also looks real fancy.
Yeah, it looks real fancy.
It's got gold foil and stuff on it. It's nice.
The decision to go with the 2-color interior was an awesome decision. Just makes it just feel amazing.
So just a little nerdy side. We were featured. We had a little thing in People magazine this week about it, and we got to talk about how we made it. Got to do some. You always get to do cool media things like when you have a book out, but I got to talk to some of my mystery favorites again, like all about Agatha. But just the process Jay and I made of how we went back and forth, making things with other people, say like a podcast with your friend Dan.
Hey.
Is the best.
It's true.
And the use is black and white, but it has spot red, and deciding where to use the red.
Yeah, it's nice.
As both artistic, but also direction and misdirection.
Yep.
Like, what do we want to color? What do we want to draw your eye to, etc. That was fun.
Smart. It's so
I'm
good.
enjoying talking about nice things because boy, oh boy, we're going to talk about some stuff.
We are going to talk about some stuff. If you would like to grab Maureen's book, first of all, go to your local bookshop and ask, do you have The Creeping Hand Murder? And they'll say, yes, we do. And they'll hand you this beautiful book. Or they'll say, no, we don't, but we'll order it for you. It's a good thing to do. Do that. But if you are unable to do that, go to kickbezosintheballs.org. That's our own little bookshop where you can order it through one click and it'll get there in, just a few days. And you won't have supported the old giant of online book selling. kickbezosintheballs.org. Hey, while you're buying things on the internet, go to merch.sayswhopodcast.com. That is our own little merch store where we have all kinds of stuff. And I would love if you would go to dansinker.com/follow and sign up for my little newsletter version of the blog that I write. They're all great, and I would really love if you got them in your email. That's a thing I would like for you to do. dansinker.com/follow. Whew, that's it. Maureen's just entertaining herself looking at her own book right now. I like
looking at Jay's art because my favorite part is the last little tiny, if you have it, there's like a last section, a part of the investigation that I had a lot of fun writing. It was very funny to me. And then I asked Jay to draw some stuff that when he did it, it made me laugh very, very hard. So making funny clues is hard, but good when you can achieve it.
I like it. You should always look at your stuff and be entertained by your stuff.
It helps when you do it with another person. Then if you've just written the thing yourself, it's a little like, yeah, I got to look at a spider or something.
All right. I think we should get going. Maureen, I think we should get started in 3, 2... Where? Maureen, you were here a second ago. Now you're gone. Dad. Oh, I can hear you. Yeah? Oh, okay.
I'm up here.
What? Oh, where? I mean, your camera doesn't. Can you move your camera?
I'll float over
what?
here.
Maureen, did you get raptured?
Kinda. I got half raptured.
Oh. Okay.
I'm stuck in the sky.
Oh, well, I mean, that's kind of cool. Can you fly around and stuff?
It's cool the first 20 minutes. You're just kind of there.
Okay.
Clouds go through, over and through you, and you just have to stay there.
Okay. I mean,
what's going to happen when it gets dark?
I mean, I guess you'll still be floating in the dark. It's not like dark, suddenly sky goes away.
I guess.
But why only half?
I don't know.
It's probably because you only went to Catholic school for 4 years.
I really need to go to the bathroom, and so this is...
I mean, just let it flow. That part seems fun.
Yeah. I only have this one pair of pants.
Okay.
They didn't take my clothes.
At least one pair went with you.
Yeah, it's weird,
it's your holiest pair.
Your whole thing is your clothes are supposed to be left behind, but I got my clothes.
Okay. I mean, maybe that's weighing you down.
I don't know. It's kind of good because I would feel bad if I was just floating up here with no pants on.
It'd be easier to pee, though.
It's too much yawning out there. You know what I mean? I don't like it. Anyway, I guess if you can hear me, I can do it from up here.
Okay, that sounds great. Then let's go ahead and get started.
Wait a second, I think I see Kenny Rogers. Welcome!
Oh my God.
Yeah, I grabbed the microphone.
Came back to earth, apparently.
This Says Who, the podcast is not a podcast.
It is a coping strategy. I am Dan Sinker.
I'm Maureen Johnson, and I need to cope.
You do need to cope. Friends, Maureen's had a week.
It's not like your weeks were, but it was like a medium week.
I mean, we're not in competition here.
But you're winning.
I feel like we did a really clean tag team tag there. And now you're in the ring.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's nice. That's one good way of looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're in the ring of woe.
Oh, good. It's actually fine.
I mean,
I have no real complaints.
Okay. I mean, you're allowed to have real complaints.
What I have is a certain level of overwhelm and mental fog that is natural and certainly comes with a fascist takeover.
Okay.
So any additional life is just, when the tray is already a little is too heavy.
Yeah.
Additional life becomes hard to stabilize.
Yeah.
The foundations are,
Yeah. This is a very true statement, and I think it is worth underlining for everyone, because what we are all living through on a day by day and minute by minute basis makes it very hard to add anything else to the stack. And yet, we are shitty, meaty bodies moving through the earth. And so things are inevitably going to be added to our stack.
So, again, this is a coping strategy, Dan.
Yeah.
How are you coping?
I mean, I will say that I was thrilled yesterday to have a little side quest from this world of shit that involved trying to understand why suddenly everyone was talking about the rapture again. Which is, we are recording this on Tuesday the 23rd. And if you're listening to this on Wednesday the 24th when it comes out, it means, sorry, bud, you didn't go up to heaven.
Yeah.
You weren't yanked up because it's supposed to happen today. And why? Why do we think that the rapture is going to happen today? Apparently because of evangelical TikTok.
Yeah.
So thanks, evangelical TikTok, because the last real, like, oh, the rapture's going to happen, I feel like was, for those of you unfamiliar, first of all, I wish I was you. Second of all, the rapture is a belief among, I think, evangelical American Christians largely.
Certain, but it's a subset.
Yeah, that suddenly and all at once, the true believers will all be called up to float up to heaven at one point, all at one time, leaving their clothes behind and everything else. It did create a very popular among evangelical book series that then became a less popular movie series called Left Behind back in the 90s or whatever. That was all about the world after the believers left. But anyway, I remember in high school when the rapture was going to happen, just being so completely taken with the idea and absolutely amused beyond belief by this concept. And you know what? It was just as true yesterday as it was back then. Because, man, I fucking love every moment of the rapture.
Yeah. It's good.
It's good stuff. It is good stuff so far. We were actually sitting, Janice and I were sitting last night watching TV. And there was a lot of yelling happening outside. And we were like, the fuck is that? Like, what? It's like 10:30 at night. Why are we hearing like children yelling and stuff? And it's because it's Rosh Hashanah today as we're recording. And the districts around us you get Rosh Hashanah off. So it was not a school night. Kids were apparently out wilding, but we just kept saying, I think it's the rapture. I think the rapture is happening right now.
Yeah.
With screams happening behind us.
Yeah, TikTok rapture is exciting. This is theology brought to you by people that try to eat Tide Pods. So, you know, it's
good. It's good. I love it.
Be careful what you believe.
I was thinking about between you and me, I think you would be more likely to be raptured.
I don't know. I think you would.
You went to Catholic school.
Yes, but you're very pure of spirit and you have a white beard.
To church.
Doesn't matter. You have a very pure spirit.
I think you are closer to God than me.
Because I went to all that stuff?
Yeah.
Just because I was
in some church and mass. Have you ever done the whatever they call it, where they put the bread in your mouth and then you got to drink wine?
Communion?
Yeah.
Yes. And
okay, see, there you go.
Well, so I grew up Episcopal.
Okay. And see, I don't even know what these are. I will fully admit the level of ignorance that I have around the various Christian sects is significant, glaring, and I don't care.
So I grew up Episcopal.
The English church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I first received communion when I was 12.
Okay.
In the Catholic school, it's more like it's like second grade or something like that. It's much younger. But it turns out technically I was not supposed to ever take communion at Catholic school, where we had a mass in chapel all the time. Because I hadn't been, properly,
Were you baptized?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wasn't baptized.
But you have to be Catholic in order to take Catholic communion. It's like you're, and so I always had this thing of, if I remained seated, you kind of stood out, because you weren't getting up and shuffling off with it, because it goes in rows. So they come to your pew and then everybody goes up and out. And if you sit and stay behind, you kind of really stand out.
Okay.
And I didn't want to stand out when I was 13.
Sure. Yeah.
The excuse I could make, you don't take communion if you haven't been to confession. I think there's a confession thing. So I think when I first was very meek about it, and I was like, I haven't been to confession, which was true, because I'd never in my life been to confession. So I could say I haven't been to confession ever. I've never done it. Catholics go into a room or a booth with a priest and do confession.
Yeah.
And then I to be frank, stopped giving a fuck and just did whatever I felt like doing.
Yeah.
So
but I still think
that's wild.
If they're making little check marks,
I've done the things.
You're closer to rapture than me by a lot.
I don't know, Dan.
This is closest thing I've ever been to a religion thing. Was my older sister, went to Notre Dame University and only got 2 tickets to graduation. And so my mom, in her infinite wisdom, was like, well, I think that you could volunteer to help the priests do the mass that they do at graduation. Graduation is the graduation is in in their basketball arena, right? Huge. And they have 1 million priests and they do a whole fucking mass. And I guess you could sign up to volunteer and be the person helps hold shit.
Yes.
And so I'm like
an acolyte.
Okay. And so I ended up holding shit for a priest in the nosebleed seats of the Notre Dame basketball arena, not knowing fucking anything. And at one point the priest to start was offering me the stuff and I just went, nah.
Oh,
and
man,
do you know
really
who the speaker was at that graduation? George Bush.
Which one?
I also, after turning down the fucking bread, water, wine shit, I then also turned my back during the main speaker.
To our Christian listeners, apologies.
It's fine. Do what you do.
Yeah, everybody's fine doing what they do.
Yeah. So anyway, point being, maybe you still have time, Maureen. Maybe you're heading up.
I don't think so.
Could happen. Maybe it's a list. Maybe they work from the top and go their way down. You just haven't hit it yet. I think you'll hit it.
Why the clothes? Look, why do you have to go naked?
I mean, maybe they got better threads in heaven, or maybe heaven's just a big nudist beach.
I'm sorry, that was very vivid. I was just imagining everyone kind of running around playing basketball for some reason.
Yeah. Naked basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
why was basketball your go-to activity when a bunch of people are together naked?
Because I recently saw in an article something about 1930s nudist camps or something, that the picture was of a bunch of people playing basketball.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know. They were just
doesn't seem like the sport that you'd want to play naked.
They did, and no, because I looked for it. They did wear sneakers. So they had shoes on, but no clothes.
Did they have socks?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
But they had stuff on their feet. They had foot
basketball
prisons.
in the 30s was pretty early, or 20s was pretty early basketball. This must have been in Indiana.
Maybe. I don't know. They were nude and they had sneakers on and they were playing basketball.
There's a lot of, one, there's a lot of old basketball in Indiana, but two, there's also a lot in southern Indiana. There's a lot of old, what were they called? Like where you would go to sit in a vapor room and all of that, sanitariums, right?
So, yeah.
A whole bunch of them in southern Indiana. So I'm imagining now.
Oh, yeah, they were very much connected to that.
You're looking at the confluence of southern Indiana sanitariums and basketball all in one shot.
The big center of all that was Battle Creek,
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of stuff, and they play basketball naked and things like that.
There's a town in southern Indiana called French Lick, which is one, a great name.
Okay.
Two, where basketball legend Larry Bird is from. Okay. And three, has a giant domed former sanitarium. So maybe you were looking at French Lick, nudist basketball.
Listen, they seemed to just kind of be standing around with a basketball. It was clearly look like you're playing basketball. And they were like, we are.
There's our danglies.
They had the flubberies were turned away, so it was a lot of butts.
Butt ball.
It was a lot of butt ball. Hey.
Oh no.
Hi.
Oh, we just Candyman'd that shit.
Hi, I've been summoned. What's going on?
No, you weren't. It was an accidental butt balling.
What?
Amy Carter Shoe, we did not mean to summon you. We were simply talking about nudist basketball.
Say it again. Say it again.
I'm not.
Butt ball up here. This is magic words.
Yeah, it was.
I played that with my man. My man. I got so much time with my man now.
Yeah, I bet. Just unadulterated.
Well, kind of. But then I have to go back and live in this bullshit White House because that's where I'm from. I hate it here.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And you have no idea how much ass I have to see. Yeah. I don't like it. It's not good. Normally, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
So much ass.
Okay.
Anyway, it's been nice to see you.
That's great.
Say it again when you need to see me.
Yeah, I promise I never will again.
Okay.
Well, Maureen Johnson, that was unpleasant, but here's the thing.
Now let's get more unpleasant.
Yeah, I put show notes together before this every week. And I started writing show notes 8:30 in the morning. We record at 10:30 in the morning Central Time. And I didn't finish until 1 minute before we began. This week was a lot. Like, you want to talk about too much in your little balancing act. This week had a lot of shit, for sure. Let's go ahead and start with Donald Trump, who yesterday spent the afternoon rambling nearly incoherently about the non-existent link between Tylenol and autism. Now, I want to start, Maureen, by mentioning that I grew up in Chicago in the 1980s, where there was a rash of cyanide poisonings from Tylenol.
Yeah, the Tylenol murders.
They never caught the person that did it. And because of that specific childhood trauma, I have always felt sus about Tylenol. But, dude, it was scary. Like, I still very distinctly remember being like, oh, no.
All right. I'm going to give the little 30-second summary for anybody who doesn't know what the Tylenol murder was. So in Chicago, it was in 1983 that it happened.
It was early 80s, some point, yeah.
Over a series of very short period of time, maybe 2 to 3 days, a week or something like that, people who took a Tylenol, who got, had a headache or whatever, it was between 7, I didn't look this up, it's around 7 or 8 people suddenly died, including most of one family.
Yeah.
Like one person had died and the other person was upset about what was happening and went into the cabinet and took a Tylenol because they had a sudden, like, terrible headache. And then they immediately died. So yes, it got, I think, 2 or 3 members of one family. It was terrible because they were suffering from the first one. And what it came down to is that random bottles of Tylenol in stores had been taken, opened, capsules replaced with cyanide, which will kill you very quickly, and put back on the shelf. And people bought them, and it was a randomized attack.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason bottles are sealed now.
It is a large part of the reason that it's very difficult to now open a bottle.
It used to
be harder. Like afterwards, now they don't stuff the giant cotton ball and shit inside your bottles anymore. But for a while, it was like kind of a multiple prong opening trick to get a bottle open.
At the time, it was literally like just bottles.
Yeah.
And somebody, and it was a huge, they had to have trucks going down the street blasting, if you have Tylenol in your house, get rid of it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a whole thing. And like, I really and truly still am like, but fuck these people for yesterday's goddamn show in the White House. A little bit of background. Earlier this year, RFK Jr. announced that his crack team of, quacks and white shamans and con artists would announce the cause of autism by September. This is, of course, not anything about how science works or anything else.
No.
But believe it or not, here we are at the end of September. And they held a little press conference in the White House to announce that they'd cracked it. Despite being widely disproved in real and actual studies and disclosing no actual proof themselves, Trump, flanked by RFK Jr. and Dr. Oz, who up until yesterday I'd forgotten is in the government, announced a link between maternal use of Tylenol when pregnant and autism. Again, that is not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's been widely proven to not be a thing, but not since Trump told a frightened nation to inject bleach to stave off COVID has there been more dangerous medical advice doled out from the White House. Press conference opened with Trump struggling to pronounce acetaminophen.
I'm excited about that.
It's a good sign. So then he just deferred to calling it Tylenol throughout. Acetaminophen being the actual
generic
drug
term.
in Tylenol. Tylenol being a
brand name.
Brand.
Yeah, yes, I see that all these drugs have like a generic name, and then once they hit like a 17-year I think it's a 17-year patent, they can, be administered. So Tyler or Advil, etc. All brand names.
Yeah. So it's worth pointing out before reading this quote that there have not been studies held. They didn't issue any, proof or anything else. And then Trump opens his mouth and says, and I quote, I just recommend strongly you don't use Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. I understand that maybe 10% of the women that are pregnant would perhaps be forced to use it. That would mean you just can't tough it out no matter what you do. You can't tough it out. So that's up to you and your doctor. But it's a very strong recommendation, maybe stronger from me than from the group because they're waiting for certain studies. I don't. I just want to say it like it is. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. If you can't, fight like hell not to take it. There may be a point where you have to, and that you'll have to work out for yourself, so don't take Tylenol.
I don't know where to start.
Fucking insane.
Dan, two things. Aside from all of that craziness. Yeah. One, shout out to all of our artistic friends and listeners who are like, hey, leave us alone.
Yeah, for real.
Two, and this happened again today, Dan, and I am full of rage and confusion because today Trump spoke at the UN. We'll get there. He's out. He's not home. How do we talk about the fact that the president is gone? He's out to lunch. Like nobody's home, Dan.
Yeah.
Nobody's home. He's a rambling maniac.
Yeah.
And everybody has to sit. We're in a country where we have a weird king who goes out and says total fucking gibberish.
Yeah.
Gibberish.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I take a little bit of like, if it was just gibberish, it would be one thing, right? But he is speaking coherently enough that the message is clear,
Well, it's like if you drink Coca-Cola, you'll see dragons. Like it's just
But there was a SaysWhovian in the Facebook group this morning who is pregnant, who said that a family member reached out to them yesterday begging them not to take Tylenol. Right? Like, this isn't just gibberish. This isn't him walking up to a mic and being like, purple tastes amazing, right? Like,
although sometimes he does do things like that.
Yeah, but this is incredibly dangerous shit. Like, we have had 2 children in our family, and the 9 months that you are pregnant with a child, you are, and I say this as not the person that has been pregnant, but the partner of such, you spend the entire time like just terrified that everything bad is going to happen. And so now you have the fucking president of the United States up there saying, just tough it out. Fight like hell not to take a completely normal thing that people take all the time. Like, it's fucking bonkers. Not to mention the whole thing that, one, it's saying autism is a thing that is created, right? And that it's the mother's fault.
Or also bad, like people that are autistic it's not like it, you are.
It's just a thing.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. Anyway, he then moved on to the entire pediatric vaccine schedule, explaining, and I quote, it's too much liquid. Too many different things are going into that baby at too big a number.
I've said that.
Helpful.
You
It's
just get a
too
bucket.
much liquid. I just love the idea that your baby is born and in walks a doctor with just a jug. And
Just
they're
a
like,
bucket.
here we go. Time
Okay,
to
baby.
fill your baby.
Get ready to get big.
Eventually, it just disintegrated it into him making fat jokes. And I quote, people are paying $1,300 for a shot of Ozempic, or what I call the fat pill or the fat drug. Sometimes it works, I guess, for some people. The ones I've seen, it hasn't worked so well. I've got a lot of friends. They're fat. They say, yeah, I've lost some weight. And I say, you don't look it to me.
What do you want from me, Dan? What do you want from me?
I don't know.
What do you want from me? This is what I mean.
Yeah.
It's dangerous yes. I almost would rather there are two people I would rather be in charge. Dr. Leo Spaceman from 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe those guys that live on the beach and wear the foot prisons. I don't know.
Yeah.
Having seen my doctor this week, and my doctor is such a good guy, I just see his like generalized dismay of like, he's like, we don't, because they had to figure out, because I've never had chickenpox, they had to figure out which shot to give me.
Yeah.
So I actually have to have the chickenpox vaccine. I had the second part of the chickenpox vaccine.
Oh, that's so cute.
So, but he's like, we don't have any, like all of our guidance is falling apart. We have no centralized, we used to have the CDC kind of tracking everything. We don't have it now.
Yeah.
So we have to figure this all out piecemeal if we have to give injections in certain ways.
Yeah. Yeah, we brought the little one in for his annual just a few weeks ago. And I was basically like, fill him up. Like, says, what do you got?
Get the bucket.
Get? Give it to him now.
Yeah.
And they were basically like, yeah, so we don't have COVID yet, and we don't really know what, but when we know, we'll let you know. And it's like, this is not what I want from medical people.
No.
This is not what anyone needs. Anyway, at pretty much the exact same time that this dude was just spreading misinformation and doing stand-up at the White House, Disney announced that Jimmy Kimmel would be put back on the air. That's happening tonight, Tuesday, as we're recording, after they yanked him suddenly last Wednesday over a manufactured controversy by the right over what they claimed were insensitive comments over the shooting of Charlie Kirk, which saw FCC Chair Brendan Carr telling Disney that they could end Kimmel the, quote, easy way or the hard way, and had two conservative broadcast network conglomerates, Nexstar and Sinclair, who combined own hundreds of TV stations around the country, announced that they would preempt Kimmel. Now, first of all, I want to point out that Kimmel coming off the air and then coming back on the air took exactly one Says Who cycle. It happened after we recorded last week, and now it's back. We could not talk, like, it all happened in that short a time. But also in that short a time, it caused people to cancel their Disney Plus subscriptions, which likely had an effect. Perhaps more importantly, it politicized the legion of Disney adults who spend unbelievable amounts of money at the parks. Who then recorded TikToks and everything else talking of. There was one, the woman had sort of a wall of little ear headbands behind her, and then she's reading from On Tyranny.
Dan, never fuck with a fandom.
For real.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will come for you.
They will. I mean,
they're more organized than any political party.
Yeah.
Which is how some K-pop fans, in a beautiful way, organized and took down a Trump rally.
Yeah.
They took care of that business. Don't fuck with them.
Disney adults, I read one thing where a woman said she was canceling her $150,000 Disney wedding. that's going to be a bigger hit to the bottom line of Disney. Disney Plus is a money loser, so canceling certainly helps them to lose more money. But the parks are the thing that is keeping that company afloat right now.
Can I tell you something embarrassing?
Yes.
I tried to cancel, but I couldn't figure out how to log in.
They've made it very, very difficult to cancel over the last week.
Just even log in, because ours is, we have Hulu and Disney Plus, and sometimes Hulu's like, no, you have to log in through us. Right. And then it's like, no, you have to log in through Disney Plus. We'll switch you over to Disney Plus, who's then like, well, you need to talk to Hulu. And then it just...
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Ours is like an additional level of complication because we get it through Verizon. So it's 7 layers of logins later.
For a while, I think we had 2 because ours was connected to Verizon. They get you kind of coming and going.
Yeah. Yeah, but it did see picket lines come back to Hollywood all the way up to, I believe, this morning or maybe yesterday morning, where they have been outside the Disney gates. It galvanized the strangest bedfellows of all time, with Bush-era propagandist Karl Rove, Tucker Carlson, and Ted Cruz all speaking out against it. Plenty of people. Oh, yeah.
Who tried to do an Italian accent while doing it.
Oh, no.
He did. It's real bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he tried to do the, hey, nice place you got. But it was real...
like trying to be like a mobster.
Yeah, but it sounded sort of like, hey, nice place you have here. Like it was very... it was like space Russian. I don't know what it was.
Anyway, now Kimmel's back. Feels like a series of decisions made by Disney higher-ups designed for everyone to hate them. Like, I don't totally know how or why you went that way. But I will say that Sinclair, which is a long-running conglomerate of local TV stations. Here are a couple of things, Maureen. Used to be that you couldn't own 1 billion local TV stations. And then in 1996, a thing called the Telecommunications Act of 1996 was passed. And one of the provisions was largely portrayed as kind of allowing competition to get the internet to really take off, right? But one of the provisions of it was that there was now no more restrictions on TV station ownership. Also, there were no more restrictions on being able to own TV stations, newspapers, and radio stations all in the same town, right? And so then you saw the kind of almost immediate hoovering up of local TV stations, of which a company called Sinclair is the kind of oldest and largest running of them. And they have used that for decades now. When John Kerry ran for president, they aired an anti-Kerry documentary on Sinclair stations, right? So they have long standing history of using that conglomerate to air right-wing propaganda, essentially. So they did announce last week that they were going to preempt Kimmel. And then they said they were going to air a documentary about Charlie Kirk on Friday night. And then minutes before, they posted that they were not actually going to air that documentary. And instead, they showed Celebrity Family Feud. But they have announced that they will not bring Kimmel back and that they will show news programming instead. One, I guess, assumes that would just be a repeat of the same news programming that they had aired, that hour before or whatever. But here's the thing that I am curious about, because I know too much about broadcast, right? But a local television station that is a affiliate of a large network, so a local television station that's, say, an ABC affiliate, right? They air ABC programming most of the time. ABC sells national ads on that programming. What the local station gets to sell are small 30 seconds in a 2-minute ad window, local ad spots, right? So if you're watching TV and you see an ad for Doritos and you see an ad for Budweiser. Those are all sold by the network. And then you see an ad for Solozzi Edelson Chevrolet where you always save more money. That was sold by the local network, right? So this company, whose money comes in from selling local ads on watched things, has now suddenly announced that instead of the Jimmy Kimmel Show, which I probably not that expensive to advertise on, it's like the number 3 late night show, right?
Is it?
I think so. I mean, I think Colbert is 1 and Fallon is 2, or maybe they switch places and then Kimmel's sort of like down 3. But suddenly you're like a local injury attorney and you think you're buying ads on Jimmy Kimmel and now it's just a repeat of the news? Like, I don't think that that's going to be sustainable for Sinclair. Like, they don't really make anything. They just sell local advertising. They make the news. They like local news is made by them but their whole money income is car dealers and injury attorneys and that kind of thing. So I don't think that's going to last very long. Well, speaking, Maureen.
Oh God,
Charlie
what?
Kirk,
okay.
He was laid to rest this weekend in a respectful memorial ceremony held, as one usually does, in a 100,000 person football stadium where speakers came out to pyro. At the memorial, Charlie Kirk's wife said that she forgave his killer. Quote, "I forgive him because that's what Christ did and that is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love and always love." I mean, one, that's a debatable statement when talking about Charlie Kirk, who absolutely hated trans people and black people and Muslims and almost every other people that didn't look and like him and practice religion the way he did. But
yes,
more importantly, she was immediately followed by Trump, who in his rambling 40-minute eulogy said that Kirk, quote, "did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for him. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent and I don't want the best for them."
Yeah. Yeah, he said that.
Yeah. Maury also featured such hits as Stephen Miller essentially offering a white supremacist rallying cry. Trump also said the last thing that Charlie Kirk told him to do was save Chicago, so that's great for us.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. Anyway, you might say that's enough, Dan.
Yeah.
But this week also saw Trump firing the U.S. Attorney for Virginia for not prosecuting New York Attorney General Letitia James.
Now let's stop 1 second, Dan.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be doing 2 things right now.
Okay.
That in connection, we're back in hot Watergate autumn. Because this is precisely what Richard Nixon did.
Yeah.
Fired people for not prosecuting and firing people he wanted.
Yeah.
It was a bloodbath.
Yeah. The Saturday Night Massacre, as it was known.
Correct. And now that's point 1.
Yeah. So he then posted what maybe was a DM, I don't know, to fucking Truth Social. It's out there. It says, Pam, so that would be Pam Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General. I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially, quote, "same old story as last time, all talk, no action, nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia, question mark, question mark, question mark. They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. Then we almost put in a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past, a woke rhino who is never going to do his job. That's why 2 of the worst Democratic senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we had no case. No, I fired him. There's a great case, and many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsey Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeach me twice Nixon indicted me, parentheses, 5 times, exclamation point, over nothing. Justice must be served now, 3 exclamation points, President DJT.
Sure.
As you point out,
no.
the mere whisper allegations that that's what Nixon did is what led to his impeachment. And here this man tweets it all out.
But then we get to the second thing that you have written here.
Yeah.
Legality. His borders are Tom Homan. Is it Homan?
It's Homan.
Homan.
Everyone in Chicago knows that it's Tom Homan because weirdly, in yet another weird ripples of the simulation that maybe we live in, Homan Square, spelled the same way as his last name, is a infamous Chicago police black site where they torture people. So
how nice.
Yeah. Tom Homan, who's the border czar, who looks like a sort of a central casting. Like, he looks very much like if you were like, we need a guy that looks like a downtrodden cop on the take. They'd be like, we've got the right guy for you in this. Well, it turns out, it was reported this weekend, he was caught last fall taking a $50,000 bribe from undercover FBI agents in exchange for contracts in the new Trump administration.
And this was it cash?
Cash. $50,000 cash in a bag.
So we return to Hot Watergate summer.
Yeah.
Which preceding the Nixon being removed from office, was his Vice President Spiro Agnew.
Yeah.
Who received literally an envelope full of money, a bribe, I believe in the White House. Someone's like, here is an envelope of cash. I want you to do a thing. I think it had something to do with the state of Maryland, like some kind of construction thing, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but he took an entire envelope full of cash.
Yeah.
And so they had 2 potential cases. One against Spiro Agnew for taking like literal cash bribes in the White House, and Nixon for all the things he was doing. And they decided to go for Spiro Agnew first because if they cleared the decks of Nixon, Spiro Agnew would just ascend immediately, and then they'd have a guy who was taking cash bribes in the White House. So they took him out first.
Yeah.
So what happens now is this happens and nothing is done and everyone's fine with it.
Yeah, so it turns out the FBI was doing some other investigation, and they learned along the way that Tom Homan was apparently just taking cash with the promise of if, because this was happening in like August, right? So the promise was if Trump wins, I can grease the wheels and get you some good contracts. So then the FBI is like, okay, well, let's set up a sting operation. I don't know. Let's put $50,000 in a bag. See if he takes it. We'll get it on tape. Apparently all those things happened. But this summer, the reporting is that Kash Patel said there wasn't anything there.
Kash
Seems hard
Patel?
to believe. Yeah.
It's just funny that his name is Kash.
His name is Kash. Yeah. His name is Kash. The thing that is always surprising to me, Maureen, when you learn that kind of people in politics are bribed, is that the numbers seem really low.
Yeah.
Like, if someone handed me $50K in a bag right now, that would be a life-changing amount of money. But I feel like you should be charging more.
Oh, yeah.
If you are taking bribes to grease contract wheels. I mean, unless maybe the contracts are real low dollar contracts, like, hey, I can get you a $4,000 contract. Don't worry, give me $50,000. But I feel like it should be more. I feel like you should be asking for more, honestly.
Yeah. Frankly, it's embarrassing, isn't it?
It does. It just feels demeaning.
Have more self-esteem.
Yeah, ask for more, bud. You know, they were like, look, 50's all we can get in a bag. And he's like, okay, fine. Anyway, Tom Homan's not the only thing we learned about Tom Homan this week. We also learned that he and Department of Homeland Security head Kristi Noem hate each other. Important to point out that he technically works for her, though she has pointed out, hey, you work for me. And he said, no, I work for the White House. And I actually looked into that. It's true. He doesn't have a real title. The whole thing is he's the border czar. It's not like an actual thing. Anyway, they hate each other. She has repeatedly said that he shouldn't be on the TV. She should be on the TV, all of that. He is, in fact, on the TV all the time. But we learned about this in a New York Magazine piece that published yesterday that focused largely on the fact that Kristi Noem and former 2016 Trump campaign chief Corey Lewandowski are fucking. And apparently have been for years. Also, not for nothing, he is the shadow head of the Department of Homeland Security. The article opens with an anecdote of him firing the head of FEMA, not her. But yeah, they're fucking. Her husband and family does not live in Washington, D.C. They live in South Dakota.
Dan, just to bring the mood up at the end here of all that news, I want to bring it up by reading some quotes from Trump's address at the UN this morning.
Yeah, I was just getting to that, but go for it.
I'm just to do it, Dan.
I like how your brain literally just fully short-circuited and was like, I'm not addressing Kristi Noem and Corey Lewandowski fucking. I am just jumping the track.
Oh no, because I can't. You know what I mean? Like
I get it.
I can't.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yes, currently as we record, Trump is addressing the United Nations just blocks from where you are right now.
It's true. I feel it in the air. It sucks. Here's some of the quotes, you guys. I have ended 7 unendable wars.
Yep, that's how that works.
Okay. He didn't like... These are 2 things I got from the United Nations. A bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone says I should get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah. He then went on to list a bunch of things and then said that, in fact, he should be getting a Nobel Peace Prize for each thing. Yeah.
Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the U.S., you're going to jail or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that, you know what that means. At which point there was an uncomfortable murmur from the audience.
Yeah.
He whined about how they worked with a different builder and not him on their building.
The thing about that one, I watched the clip of that. It is a good 2 minutes on how years ago, and who knows if this is even true, he bid to renovate the United Nations. And then he goes on to list all the things he would have done. All the, you would have had marble floors, but instead you have, tile. You would have had mahogany, but you have plastic. Like, he just goes on and on and on about what a bad decision they made to not have him renovate the United Nations. Spent longer on that than the Nobel Peace Prize stuff.
He talks about Russia, in a way that's largely incomprehensible. He kind of talks about. He says not only is the UN not solving the problems it's actually creating new ones for us to solve. The best example is the number one political issue of our time: the crisis of uncontrolled migration. Your countries are being ruined. The UN is funding an assault on Western countries. Just be more racist. And then I have to say, I look at London where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor, and it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law. Both their immigration and suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe. And he said, I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
Perfect.
He goes on and on and on and on, just flitting from topic to topic I called them the National Guard, and the National Guard took care of business, and they weren't politically correct.
Perfect.
He just goes from subject I'm really good at predicting things. During the campaign, they had a best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way.
No.
It's true. I've been right about everything.
Thing about him, he never says anything in a braggadocious way.
It's all so bonkers that he's just, because he is doing a flight of ideas and he's just bouncing around. Europe loses more than 175,000 to heat deaths every year because the costs are so expensive you can't turn on air conditioner. What's that all about? That's not Europe. That's not the Europe I love and know, all in the name of pretending to stop the global warming hoax. So he's
just riffing.
He's not at home. It's more than that, but he's also not at home.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I will say. The events of this week, the absolute insanity Tylenol shit yesterday, the pulling and reinstating of Charlie Kirk, of Jimmy Kimmel. You can't reinstate Charlie Kirk. Sorry.
No, I was wondering what you meant by that.
The level of people that have spoken out around that, around kind of FCC Brendan Carr, who then went on, like, after Jimmy Kimmel, he was like, I think we should do The View next, right? Like, so
much happened this week.
Right. The fact that Christine Noem is fucking Corey Lewandowski while also having a, huge spat with Tom Homan. Like, we're 8 months into this shit, and it is 8 long, fucking hard, awful months. But this is not a well-oiled machine. The amount of sort of in palace fighting is getting worse, right? Like no one is really working together right now, right? Doesn't mean that they're not doing awful shit. They're doing awful shit every fucking day, right? But it does feel like this is getting harder and harder to keep on track.
Oh yeah, they've lost it.
And
they are defeatable.
Right. At the very top of the fucking mountain is a guy who is losing it more and more every day. And so, I mean, if it happens, the power vacuum. So I read that entire goddamn Christy Noem piece, which honestly wasn't great. Like, it wasn't great in terms of how it was written. It was a lot of like, here's gossip that's old. But the main focus of it was how much she is just angling to run for president, right? And we know that JD Vance is angling for the job, right? Like, the power vacuum and the intra-group fighting that will emerge if it ever happens is going to be something for sure. But we still got to live in this world right now.
So coping, Dan, how? What's going on with you? Acknowledging it, that it's the mental fog, the anger, what to do with it's finding what to do with it, and but just also admitting it's okay. Because there're just points this week I've looked at Oscar and been like, I feel swamped.
Yeah.
And that's on purpose. And again, looking away from it is very, very important, because despair and doing nothing is not an option. So not allowing them to do that is key. I know we've said it, we'll say it a million times. It has to be said over and over again. And I make the mistake of listening to the remarks. I made the mistake of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Partially because I feel insulted that he's so close.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I really do think, and we've we have mentioned this before, the damage that we're doing to ourselves.
Yes.
Following this minute to minute, second to second on our little sadness boxes that just, beam it into our heads directly it's not helpful. It does not mean, just fully detach from anything important and, go have fun. Like, that's not the thing, but we do not need to follow it the way that we're following it. It is doing lasting damage. I think more and more the things that we can do that take us out of our sadness rectangles and into our brains and our bodies again is important and good stuff. Like I said, this whole thing comes back to like each one of my family members sitting for a little bit with your book and just being like, oh, look at that. I'm away from this fucking glowing box of awful, it's really important. Like,
yes,
getting away, reading, knitting, doing anything that is
listening
away from it for a minute.
Like, deliberately, I listen to a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
Listening to some good comedy. Just lightening it up, grabbing that book, taking a nice warm bath. Just switching the channel.
Yeah.
Don't end up like my fox watching father who watches it 16 hours a day. It's just as dangerous for us. So
yeah, I mean, it really is. And it is not, and it's not helpful. The thing to remember about action is that we are in a marathon, not a sprint. It is.
This week was a lot, Dan.
What's that?
This week was a lot.
This week was a lot.
It was just a special lot in a way that felt transformative in a, or maybe I was just like, this week can just absolutely bite me. But
I mean, the last few weeks have been above and beyond, but and we feel all of that in our bodies in one way or another. I have been dealing with like lower right back pain for days now, and like it's largely because of this shit. That's where I'm carrying it right now. It is not good. But and I took some Tylenol today.
Oh boy.
Deal with that.
We're saying touch grass. We're also saying maybe on the Discord, if you guys want to like organize I recommended Board Game Arena in this weekend's Town Watch. It's an online, it's great. I'm on it every day. Organize some games, meet up on Board Game Arena, and literally you can play all the board games remotely with people.
Boom.
Why not do that? Put on some music, make yourself a little iced tea or a cocktail or a nice cup of coffee, and meet up with some SaysWhovians on Board Game Central. Play game. I'll pop on there. I'll meet up. Yeah, do that.
Do whatever. And in the meantime, Says Who is made possible by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/SaysWho. We get this all over again. If you give it the $5 level, you get me and Maureen doing the Town Watch on Sundays. You throw another $5 on that pile and you get a sticker in the mail every month. It's a good sticker at patreon.com/SaysWho. Our theme music is performed by Ted Leo, who's out on the road right now and out on the road this fall with his holiday show with Amy Mann. Go check it out if it's coming through. Our logo was designed by Darth. You can contact us at SaysWhoPodcast.com on Blue Sky, at SaysWho at omfg.town on Mastodon. You can email it, hey, that's HEY at SaysWhoPodcast.com. You can always join the discussion on Facebook at /group/SaysWhovians. Our Facebook group is moderated by Janice Dillard, who was talking to me just the other day. She was like, I think there are a bunch of bots in a moderation queue that I need to deal with. And I've just been kind of ghosting them. But I think I've got to add a question if you are requesting to join the group, so that the bots don't, end up in there. She's been dealing with bots in the group for years, but now they're getting more sophisticated looking. It's harder to just look at it right away and say it. So now if you want to join the Facebook group, you are faced with this very difficult question, which is, what is the first names of the hosts of Says Who?
Oh no.
I think that if you can't pass that, you didn't care that much. But yeah, you can go do that at /group/SaysWhovians. There's also the aforementioned fan-run Discord server at tinyurl.com/sayswho Discord. Whatever you do, though, subscribe, leave stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever it is that you listen. And you can join us next Wednesday, which is the 1st of October, which I would like to file a complaint to the calendar about.
What are you doing to me, Dan?
I'm not doing anything good there. I'm not doing anything good to myself either. 1st of October for our next episode from my basement in Chicago. I am Dan Sinker.
I like to get in order to get into our pillow fort now, you have to have a little password.
You got to have it's a very tricky password.
It's really fun. And as soon as I get this book in, again, like I'm not getting into it, you guys. This deadline is a goalpost on wheels, and boy, is it fast. But I will be then popping into the Discord to see if anyone's playing a game.
Fun.
I'm Maureen Johnson. This is New York City.
This has been Says Who. What
Did we do a good job with coping this weekend?
I don't know that anyone has.
Because we're trying to be helpful.
I think we're helpful.
Really?
No.
Okay.